The end is nigh. This is a video about the end of the beginning. As we move from early game, finally, to mid game. Welcome everybody, this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends. Remember, from level 1, I've been saying, work on your farmer. Make the farmer a level 60. Outside of that, go to the campaign to 12. And that's exactly what we've done. Let's go over some of the changes from the previous video. In the previous video, I just made Ethel, my farmer, from 5 stars to 6 stars. And she had, at level 31, as I progress her from 5 to 6, and then eventually use some of the XP brews on her. And she had a much lower HP level. She didn't have a banner. She didn't have a necklace. And I believe some of the gear needed some upgrading. So, from Sunday, I believe, and today is Wednesday, to now, I invested some time on her. First, I got I think what's the necklace from one of the quests, so that was lucky out of me. And then I ran, I'm sorry, that was the banner. And then I ran the spider a few times and I finally got those pieces. None of them are currently great. So this one, remember my way. So this is just a 4. So this is not good. This is 4 again, not great. And this would be a 5. But look at the 14% HP percent. That is actually helping with the rest of the gear in a way that I moved from roughly 12,000 to 22,000 HP. This helps a lot with my survivability. My attack power went from 1500 to 2200, even though I kept the same level of crit rate, but my crit damage went from 108 to 119. So same speed basically. So as I upgraded everything, and of course she made to 60, everything worked fine. So let's work a little bit on showing off how she works. So let's go to the same level we showed Case last time. There you go. I believe that was 4. So she was doing roughly 12k, 13k max, depending on what she was doing. So 17k. $23k, the bigger attack. So her damage output has increased by a lot. Still, this is not a much faster. So you see my best time was 25 seconds, and that's without the crew. But you can now easily kill this. And so this was the first thing, right? Get to level 60, try to have at least okay artifacts, work on her. I didn't really work on masteries, but I did work on giving her 6th ascension. And then the next objective was to clear Brutal. And take a look at those stars. Brutal is cleared. Granted, I had a little bit of cheating. I did work on my healer on on Monday when I had the green tower up. I didn't really want to wait a week, so I ascended him twice up to level 3, where now he has an AoE heal, and he was able to help me mostly through the levels that require too much of those elemental disadvantages for me where the red enemies arise. So because of most of the 12 is consisted of green enemies, and I have as a blue, so she's a blue affinity. She has advantages against green. I'm actually okay. I can really solo that with her. So if you remember well, in level 1 of Brutal, the HP level, we were able to make 4,800 per food. In level 6, the speed one, we're able to make 7,200 per. So let's take a look here in the 12.3. Bear in mind, she is not great. She is a good attacker. Her skills are optimized to a point. So her speed is nice, crit rate is okay, crit damage is nice. Damage could be a little higher. HP is nice actually. So I'd say she could have a little higher crit rate and a much higher crit attack. So that's what the difference between her and probably the version where I have a better accessories and 6-star gear. So she's just taking some beating here, although nowhere near to be dead. And boom, she's almost killed. The three of she attacks twice because of her speed. And there we go. She's gonna make it for a kill. Take a look. This is gonna be fast. 8,600. So we go from 4,800 in Brutal 1, Brutal 6, 7,200, Brutal 12, 8,600. That's how much more XP, how much more efficient of it. And I got a 3-star. I don't remember if she's good, but I'll take a look later. That's how much more XP I'll get moving forward. So as my first objective, that was getting her to level 60 and able to solo run 12 and get to 12, I'm done with early game. There are many ways to move forward from here. So I will lay down my mid-game plan, and I will come back in another video, discuss some of my options. What was clear for me, given what I had, was the fact that I had one precious stone, and that was my healer, Virask. So it's clear for me, outside of the many options that I have moving forward, that the Virask should be next. So what I did with him was work a little bit, moving him from one ascension to 3 ascensions. That unlocked his AoE heal. Now, every time he attacks, and bear in mind he's more toward the faster end, and there's opportunity. This is just a level 4 stars, just level 12, so I only get 20. I could be getting possibly 35 speed, so this could be more toward 160. So every time he attacks, 10% of his HP, which is currently at 23.7 at 4 stars. So it's roughly 2,500. He heals everybody. So he's been attacking 1.5 times more than the regular grunt, and every time healing everybody for 2,500. That is fantastic. It doesn't really work well in campaign because of the number of attacks, but for the raid boss, the guild boss, and for all these other contents, he is super. And now, as he moves forward and gets more HP based on better gear, the natural progression from 4 stars to 5 stars to 6 stars, he is going to be super. So I'm going to be working on him. I don't know how much more, because one thing that I notice is even if my main character is an attacker, her damage output right now, with everything that I have, is not super. So if you're talking dungeons, um, I'm probably going to be able to go 2, 3 levels, probably around 8 or 10, depending on the contents and the element affinity. But I should be identifying another attacker. And for raid boss, I do have Husk, and he's a great attacker for raid boss. And he's nowhere near where I needed him to be in terms of gearing. But that's after I work at least a little bit with Virask. So right now, what I need food, and I don't have much. I have some 2 stars food, just a couple 3 stars food, um, and I need work him up and build him to a little bit better, investing a little bit more in some of those gear pieces. Some of them are actually fantastic. I'm getting 20 and some, so this one is not the best, you see, just 12 crit, which is very much important for him. But take a look at this one. So defense works okay for him, but speed 5 and HP 21%, that's 26 direct advantage plus the 5 that really works okay with him. This is fantastic, not even level 16. So this is a keeper. Um, I think that one was actually okay as well. You see here? So 13 plus 9, 22. That's fantastic. So I do have a couple here, but look, take a look at his gloves, for example. They're just giving him 30% crit rate. This could be 45 at least. So he's right at 86%, and that's when he crits that he peels. So it's not every time, but most of the time right now. So I do have to work with him, and that's what I'm doing next. But then again, I will circle back and work with you um, in um, in the plan and the options we have for mid game, and then as I lay down my path and discuss a little bit of another options based on the opportunities we have, uh, we'll go forward from there. Let me just, since this is more of a short video compared to that, one more thing. I did mention that I don't have enough food, so I'm going to make a large summon session. I only have two. This is from getting 252 shards from Brutal. This is a random one I got from something else. So I'm gonna be burning my crystals. I did use crystals already for energy refreshes, but given the amount of food that I have, I'm gonna be burning them as well, and that's probably gonna be 13 summons. We're gonna be working on another video, and one of the ideas is to get the food that I need, and the second one is in the hopes of getting another attacker, which I'm kind of short right now. I do have a couple supporters I could work on. I do have my great healer, but not the attacker. Before we go, let me show how we're working on the raid boss. So, and this is showing a little bit of Aphil on action, this buffer on action, him doing a lot of damage and him keeping everybody alive. And bear in mind, I even have a level 30 with no gear. That's the best I have. I really concentrated everything on this one character, and that's the only on Monday I had some love spent on the other one. So there we go. So Aethel is doing most of the damage here. Her normal attack with self buff does 25,000. But look at this, 90,000. There was not even a critical. And that's Husk. And you see, this scales with the boss HP. So for the next phase, he's going to do even more damage. So while Aethel could do 42 with an attack that she's going to be doing several times, um, her damage is not going to scale. So she has now a better buff, and you see VRASK healing everybody. Um, but Husk is going to be my main damage dealer in those situations. Even though his damage is not the best right now, he didn't crit. So this is going to cost the life of my level 30 hero. And Ato can do some 30,000 damage. She's going to be doing most of the damage, but that's because Husk is not fast enough. Is not providing any I don't know, counter attacks or anything that would help him uh, do more attacks and activate. He doesn't have his skills, so he doesn't have his cooldown reduction. I believe it's one level for his. And there you go, 91,000. Um, but again, with Virask healing everybody like this, and when he gets to 5 stars and 6 stars, this is going to probably go to 3, 4, 5,000, and then Aethel doing okay damage, and eventually when I'm getting to Husk, making him uh, attack more often, I'm going to be doing a pretty decent job. And again, uh, 3 of those characters had no investments whatsoever. Although 2 have some gear, and 1 has no gear, no skills, no affinities, no nothing, no ascension. Um, so this was the price that I paid for concentration, and I'm going to continue that like that. So I'm going to pick one strategy, concentrate on that, and try to provide the best that I can. And that's what I'm going to be doing moving forward. And the boss is soon going to be able to kill me. So even with Virask running and doing that, the damage is going to grow. And as people are going to start dying, starting for the level 30, and then the buffer, and then Aether is not going to be able to do all the damage because of the lack of buffs. And then eventually and a couple of outs from them are going to be dead. The best numbers that I had so far were around 1.4 million, and I went from a million to 1.4 straight just by having Aphil go level 60 and by having Virask go 3 stars without anything else. Well, I did gear a little bit better Virask. I didn't farm for him, but I did pick some of the best gear that I had by them, and that's where we are. And again, that's without even concentrating on this contact. Um, and I do have pretty similar okay results given my level and the level of my characters and how much I geared them and how much I invested in them. Um, and that's what comes next. What is going to be my next thing outside of working a couple heroes? Am I working toward uh, the guild boss? Am I going toward in a specific dungeon? And for that, I have to take a look at my roster, to take a look at what I have and what I want, and see how I go from there, and what's going to be my advantage. So as I mid game is going to be such a um, investment of time and energy, so I can farm everything that I need to create a number of heroes. They're going to be able to carry me through some of the content, which may be either more satisfying or provide me with better returns. So, and I just lost my first guy, and moving forward, this is going to be down the hill faster. So this is what I had. So next video is going to be just a summon section, and the following one is going to discuss the strategy and what to do with mid game. Um, that's what I had for today. Thank you very much. And some of you are going to be willing to see as this raid dies eventually. So I'm going to be here for a couple more minutes as we try to survive, and I lost 2 of them. Vires is going to hopefully heal. Yeah, so he's going to probably leave for one more round. Ethan's not doing all the damage he used to because of the... So he healed again, and you see they're attacking more often than the boss. But probably at this point, yeah. So she's going to do a couple more attacks until he's finally going to be able to kill her one shot. She's probably going to be able to heal up to full. So Probably another attack before the enemy. There you go. No, he attacked first. She attacks. She attacks again. She's almost full, but I think she's gonna die. She didn't. She had this protection up. So there you go. Another 25,000. And there you go. And now she is full health. And she almost died, but she's still there. And she's still up. That's fantastic. I'm probably going to do more than last time, so unless I'm just paying more attention. Yes! So last time, 1.3 million, this time 1.5 million. See, she did a million. He did with his 3 or 4 different big attacks, 400. And the other ones are just nothing. And you see how much she's still healing a lot compared to him. He's going to be doing so much more healing as I work on him. But this is, considering my level, I consider it okay. I will probably have to do several times more as I progress and have a full team dedicated to this. But for right now, I think I'm doing okay considering how early in the game I am. This is the beginning of the middle game. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.